Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for our IT Force Field Tech training. We just did a little 5-minute countdown there to see if anybody else wanted to join in. We do have a pretty decent amount of people attending this, so I'm looking forward to working with you guys. So today we're going to be talking about our new Service Fusion mobile application that our field technicians are going to be using out in the field. We've been changing up our systems a lot and getting a lot more work orders going on out here in assistance with a lot of new clients. So we're definitely looking to increase the amount of technicians that we have. And while doing so, we want to provide our technicians a better and more user-friendly application to help you out in the field. So without any further delay, I'm going to show you what our field application here looks like. Let's see, we're going to do this one right here. All right. So basically, when you download the Service Fusion app from the Google App Store or the Apple App Store, once you sign in, your screen's going to look like this. You'll get an email once you are registered with us. We have to have your W-9 and a copy of your driver's license verified before we can get you in our system and get login credentials out to you. But once you get your login credentials, when you log in, it's going to look like this. For most of our contractors out in the field, it's going to look slightly different. This customer section here you will not be able to see because you're only going to be able to see the customer set of jobs that you're assigned to. On the map, you'll be able to see all of the other contractors, employees, technicians, and staff that are out in the field near you. So if you ever need any assistance while you're out on a job, just click on the map view and you can see whether techs are close to you that might be able to assist you. You can also reach out to your dispatch team here at the office and say, hey, I need help with something. We can most likely assist you remotely over the phone, or we'll send one of the closest technicians out there to assist you as well. So in here on My Work is where you're going to see your jobs that you have. So any jobs that you're assigned to are going to show up here. So today, these are jobs that we have going on out in the field. And you can see your upcoming work that's scheduled for in the future. Now, one of the biggest things here that we want to pay attention is when you go on site, we always need to get a pre-work signature. So this is going to give the client an estimated view of the charges that they're going to incur. And then you get their signature that gives you permission to commence the work on that location. We cannot do any work on any location unless we get this pre-work signature. And of course, once the job is completed, we'll get their post-work signature saying they are completely happy with the work that you've done. That way they can't come back the next day, a week later, and say, hey, I really hated the job that John Doe did. He was horrible, left the site a mess, whatever it might be. I can be like, well, you signed off on it and said that everything was good and you were happy when our technicians left. So this post-work signature is here for your security as well as ours. So in here, you'll get your details of where the location of the work order is going to be, the description of the install. So here, this is for one of our Wendy's stores. We're installing 6 security cameras and connecting to an existing DVR. Obviously, if you do jobs like this with us, you'll know what this means. And if not, if you get assigned a job like this, we'll tell you what that means. But so you'll see your description of your jobs here, the location. If we have to do any additional visits, say it's a multi-day project and we have to go back several times, you'll see all the additional scheduled dates in here. Now, when you're on site and you're finishing up, you'll want to go into your completion notes and type in a very clear description of what was done. This does go on the customer's invoice, so when they get a copy of their invoice, they're going to say, hey, why am I getting charged $700? What was actually done? You want to say exactly what you did the entire time you were there. And if there's anything important that needs to be noted, such as anything that was left undone, anything that the client may have asked for that we weren't able to provide that day, or anything else that you might think is important for us to have record of. And then, of course, it requires a follow-up. The customer was unhappy, and you suggest that the account manager should reach out to them and kind of smooth things over. Just put in that requires a follow-up. That'll let our account manager team know that we need to reach back out to them. Excuse me. Over here, you'll see who the job is assigned to. So if it's just you, it's just going to have your name. But if it's a larger project, there might be several technicians that are assigned to the job. So you'll see everything here. Most of our jobs do have tasks associated with them. So I'll give you an example. Not that one. Right here. So right here is a set of lists that you have to do. So your get authorization signature, that's your pre-work signature. Once you're done, just check it off, mark it as done. Verify that you have the inventory that you need. If any inventory is needed for the site, so you'll either have to pick it up from our office in Ardmore, or we'll have it shipped directly to you or the work site. And this is what needs to be done. So as you do it, check it off. Our account manager team can see the current status, the live status of what is going on at every location, and so can the client. So a lot of times with these bigger clients like Wendy's, their headquarters, their team is also logged into our website, watching the status of the installs go on. Since we do security cameras and surveillance for them, this is a pretty big deal in these stores, so they're keeping a close eye on the installations. Most of the time we don't have any docs, but sometimes if we're working on special equipment, we'll upload the user manual for the equipment, spec sheets, anything like that. If we're working on a certain piece of equipment that's on site there, the details on that will be here as well. When you are headed to the location, you want to change the status from typically it'll say dispatched or scheduled to on the way. This will send out a notification to the client saying, hey, your technician so-and-so is on their way. Their estimated ETA is this time. Click here to track them live, and they can see exactly where you're at. Then once you get on site, you're going to want to say on site. This will automatically start your time for your driving time and for your labor time. Once you are completed, you'll hit completed or whatever respective status the job is left at. So if it's partially completed, you pause for a break, or we have to cancel it or something like that, you'll just use the respective status. Now, if you get delayed in traffic, this is a nice one to use too, because we have a 30-minute window. If we don't arrive at the customer's location within that 30-minute window, they do get a discount off their bill, and it also doesn't look very good for us. So we can hit this delayed message. This will send them out saying, hey, if you're using the maps, they'll automatically know that you're in traffic. They'll say, hey, we hit a bit of traffic. We're going to be delayed by a certain amount of time, and it'll automatically update the time based on your traffic. So if you click on the map here, get driving directions, this will automatically update your ETA, your delayed time, everything like that, so the client can always see where we're at. When you're done your job, you always want to take photos of your installation, your work, your troubleshooting, whatever you've done at that site. So just click here, hit add new. Obviously, I'm on a computer right now, so it's not going to pull up the camera. But it'll open up the camera. You can take pictures of whatever you installed, whatever you worked on. So that way, it's also protect you again. In case like they say, oh, well, this wasn't working. Well, it was working when we left. We can go back and see what's going on. So you always have to take pictures of whatever you did on site and upload them to the work order. Other than that, once you are complete, you will change the status to completed, and then at the very bottom, you would hit complete and finalize invoice. Now, if you are one of IT Force's actual employees, you're a W-2 employee, you will go ahead and finalize your payment and collect payment on site. If you're an independent contractor, you will just finalize the invoice and close out the job, and then we will handle payment from our headquarters office in Ardmore. Our independent contractors do not have to accept payments out in the field. We'll handle that. That is basically the app in a nutshell. If you have any more in-depth questions, please feel free to let me know. Other than that, I will open it up for Q&A. If anybody has any questions, this application is pretty simple to use. If you've ever used OnForce, FieldNation, anything like that. Whenever a job is ready for you and it matches your criteria, we'll just automatically dispatch it out to you, and you can choose to accept it. Yep, that is pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions or anything? All right. Well, it doesn't look like anybody has any questions, which is either really good or you guys are secretly watching Netflix on another screen, which is completely fine. Not really. However, a copy of this video will be emailed out to everybody afterwards. So if you have any questions, you can always review it. There's also the extremely more in-depth video from Service Fusion directly that shows you every little aspect of the application. I just kind of wanted to give you a high overview of what everything looks like and how we do it as far as getting that pre-work authorization signature. That is a must. We have to have photos every single time you complete a job. We have to have photos of whatever was done at that site. We have to get the post-work signature. Those are pretty much it. John, I see you have a question about login. What more specifically is your question here? All right, John, I see your question about getting set up as a contractor. I will get you an email here in a few minutes. You'll receive an email from Zenefits. They are our payroll and HR manager. You'll get an email requesting to set up your account as a independent contractor. There you'll fill out your W-9, your direct deposit details, and to sign your contractor agreement, as well as your non-disclosure agreement. After that, once everything is completed and submitted, I'll get you set up in Service Fusion, and Brad will send you out your employee details as far as your login credentials, and then we'll also get a quick profile on the type of services that you like to provide and that you are knowledgeable in, so we can best match you with our current workload. All right. I'm not sure who this question is for because it just says waiting for name. But it says the photos weren't working when I was last at the job. It wouldn't upload or let me take pictures. What else can we do to put the pictures on there? So Service Fusion is aware of this issue. I just spoke to them this morning. They are aware of the issue and they are working on a fix. But if you ever do get into that kind of situation where the photos part of the application, I know in this exact instance, I know who it is. When he was trying to take pictures of the job and would open up the camera, the whole application would just crash, and he would have to go back into it. So in that kind of instance where you do run into a bug like that, just send an email to support@itforcesolutions.com, reference the ticket number, and say, hey, the app crashed. Here is my time if you weren't able to put that in. Here is photos that wouldn't let me upload. As of right now, I believe the only bug with the system is the photos. For some people it works, for some people it doesn't. So it kind of depends on your device. I know there's certain devices that they're having issues with. So if you do run into that, just send an email to support@itforsolutions.com. Make sure in the subject line that you reference the work order number, and just send it through that way, and we'll manually add it for you. All right. Unless anybody has any questions, if you do have any more questions after I end this, feel free to email support@itforsolutions.com. Say, hey, how do you do this? Or, hey, I need to get set up in Zenefits to become an independent contractor, and then we'll get you set up. And like I said earlier, once we get you set up, we're going to reach out to you and find out what kind of jobs that you like to do, whether it's networking, cabling, PC support, server support, large and small scale cabling jobs, security cameras, whatever it may be. We're going to reach out and build a little profile on you so that way we can make sure we send out the correct jobs to you. For everybody that doesn't know, IT Force was a managed service provider, but now we're kind of switching gears and we're focusing on field services for residential and commercial clients. So installing smart home products like the Nest thermostats, Nest smart cams, security cameras in houses, residential, large scale, fiber, Cat5, Cat6 cabling. Pretty much anything that's done out in the field, we can do it for you. So let us know which kind of jobs you would like, and we'll match those up for you. We're getting a lot heavier of a workload right now, so we definitely need the help. So we'll be sending a lot of work out to everybody. So if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Our number is 484-383-0288. And again, you can always email us at support@itforsolutions.com if you have any questions or need any help. Once you are set up and you have any questions about pay or anything like that, you can send an email to hr@itforsolutions.com. All right. Doesn't look like anybody has any more questions, so we're going to go ahead and end this for today. Thank you guys for attending, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.